We are continuing with indefinite pronoun agreement. This is going to be pages 70 and 71 of your packet. An indefinite pronoun does not refer to a specific person, place, thing, or idea. Indefinite pronouns often do not have antecedents. That's important. Most of the time when we look at pronouns, we have to be able to figure out where the antecedent is and how it matches. Indefinite pronouns can be singular, plural, or either singular or plural. Indefinite pronouns. Singular. Another, anybody, anyone, anything, each, either, everybody, everyone, everything, neither, nobody, no one. One, somebody, someone, something. Plural, both, few, many, several. Singular or plural. All, any, most, none, some. Use a singular personal pronoun to refer to a singular indefinite pronoun. Use his or her when the antecedent can be either masculine or feminine. Everyone turned his or her eyes to Cape Canaveral for the liftoff. Use a plural personal pronoun to refer to a plural indefinite pronoun. Several of the witnesses covered their eyes in fear. Some indefinite pronouns can be singular or plural. Often the phrase that follows the indefinite pronoun tells you whether the indefinite pronoun is singular or plural. All of the flight went according to its schedule, singular. All of the flights went according to their schedules. Okay, the reason why we're going to know this is plural is because the use of the S's here, which indicates that we have plural form. So that's going to help us to know that this form right here needs to be plural. Using indefinite pronouns. In each sentence, underline the correct pronoun choice. All of the astronauts take his or her training seriously. One thing that we're going to be looking at here is just like with this one, they're going to be the same. We're going to see this plural form here, the S at the end. So we know we need to use the plural form here of their. Each of the pronoun instructors is expert in his or her, their specialty. Now, here's something interesting when we look at gender. Typically, we would go with his or her because we're referring to each, which is singular. We'd usually go with his or her. However, if we were looking at the individual we wanted to be more PC, we technically would go with their. What do you do with a sentence like this? In a world when we have to look at being politically correct for one and making sure we do not offend others and acknowledge identity. To be honest, what I end up doing is keeping the whole block. His or her, comma, their. Use all of the above. Everybody in the space program was chosen for their ability. Everybody here is going to be plural because everybody everybody here is going to be singular in the space program was chosen for their or his or her abilities. Once again, I am going to choose all of the above instead of just deciding that we need to be 100% binary. Number 4, many are eager for blank chance to prove they have the right stuff. Once we notice that we have the they, we know that we're going to have to go with the their. Flipping the page, we are going to be continuing with page 71. Underline the indefinite pronoun in each sentence, then underline the correct pronoun in parentheses. Okay? So, many of Rembrandt's paintings have lost. Okay, we need to look at it in terms of how many. Okay, we need to determine when we look at many, is many going to be, where is it going to follow? Many follows under plural, so we make sure we use a plural format here. So we go with there. Each of the boys prepared blank report independently. Because we're talking about boys and we have already identified that it is going to be masculine, we can use the masculine term here. Now be very aware that it is because we have already determined identity is masculine that we can use a masculine pronoun. If, however, this was a non-gender specific word, then we would be able to use his, her, and their. Okay? That does make a difference. How would that work? If we took the word boys and turned it into soldiers, students, a word that is non-gender specific and refers to all gender, whether it be non-binary or binary, then you would be able to use all of the terms to be correct. All of the salespeople sold his or her their goods at the convention. Okay, remember we have salespeople here. Typically we would go with his or her because that is the correct format. Now here's the problem. Once again, we have a non-gender specific role, so I go with all of them. Go ahead and go down to the bottom with B. In each sentence below, decide whether the pronouns agree with their antecedents. If the sentence is correct, write correct on the line. If it contains a pronoun that does not agree with its antecedent, rewrite the sentence correctly on the line. We'll just do the first two together. Everyone was glued to the television set after they heard the news. We know that we have to look at everyone and we have to look at they. If we flip it over, okay, we can remind ourselves about our diagram here. And if we see everyone is going to be singular, they is correct. So we're going to write correct on the line. Some of the networks changed its programming. We look at the some and we look at the its. If we turn over, okay, we have singular or plural. We have its. Its is going to be a singular form. Okay, this can be either or. So you could either choose some of the networks change its programming or some of the networks changed their programming. Go ahead and finish these individual questions and you should be finishing up with our pronoun packet. Congratulations!